el centro de la pampa vive un pimiento. Sol y viento pa' su vida, sol y viento.
Hello, my name is Patrick Barnard. Welcome to the Pimento Report, edition number 2. I'm standing here in Westmount, Quebec, a stone's throw from downtown Montreal, and about 10 minutes from here is Montreal's Dawson College, where this morning the astrophysicist Hubert Reeve gave a fascinating talk to staff and teachers at that college. Hubert Reeve said something he said many times before, that we're living in the 6th great age of extinctions on this planet, that it's not the dinosaurs but the human species that stands in danger of eliminating really itself. And at the end of his talk, he said we have something very powerful, something very good that we can use, and that is our consciousness to change reality.
D'où venons-nous? Qui sommes-nous? Ça, c'est les deux questions auxquelles répond, jusqu'à un certain point, l'astronomie et la biologie. Où allons-nous? Ça, c'est l'écologie.
Well, today we're going out to a suburb of Montreal called Roxborough, where we will meet the vice president of the Green Coalition in the Montreal area and in Quebec. The Green Coalition is an umbrella group of various ecological associations. The man we're going to talk to is David Fletcher, and he is an expert on something very interesting here in the Montreal area. It's called le Parc écologique de l'archipelago de Montréal, the ecological park of the Montreal archipelago. It is the inspiration, the brainchild of a group called les Partenaires du Parc écologique de l'archipelago de Montréal, a partnership to which the Green Coalition belongs. And David Fletcher is going to tell us about the partnership's great idea. To travel to see David Fletcher, I had to take a local electric train from one part of Montreal Island to another, but we somehow managed to miss each other at the station.
Hey, Patrick.
Where were you?
Oh, I went down to the Roxborough station and I parked at the commercial road end of the platform.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Where I normally wait for my daughter or my wife, or they wait for me if we come in.
Nice seeing you, David.
Nice seeing you too,
Good,
Patrick.
Good stuff. To explain the concept of the Parc écologique, of the ecological park, to me, David Fletcher took me to the beginning of a Montreal municipal linear park. It's called L'Anse à l'Homme Nature Park. It's popular with windsurfers, and it includes the only inland river on Montreal Island. That's where there is a forest called Woods No. 3 that David Fletcher wanted me to see.
First of all, I'd like to say that the Green Coalition came together about 20 years ago and was basically an alliance, gathering together for greater strength of people that were locally seeing the last bits of our natural heritage being destroyed in the Montreal area. And we worked back in the late 80s and early 90s to get the Montreal urban community to commit to saving these last pieces of heritage on Montreal Island. As we did this, we began to realize that there was a bigger issue here, that what was happening on Montreal Island was happening throughout the region. And we began to make cause with people off island as well, and on a broader front. We were losing something of extraordinary value, not just locally, and not just for people in their own backyards, but on a national and a global perspective.
Since 2004, the Green Coalition and its partners have been advocating this bold new idea, le Parc écologique de l'archipelago de Montréal, the ecological archipelago park of Montreal. It would establish by legal statute a necklace or lacework of all the parks and green space in the biologically rich section of Quebec that has as its centre the island of Montreal.
The Green Coalition had been working to enlarge its vision for the island of Montreal particularly, but we began to recognize that there were other areas off island in the area to the west and to the south and to the north that had the same problems. And as we tried to work with the City of Montreal, we began to incorporate more and more of these groups into the coalition and took to heart their causes. And there was an emergence of an idea, a broader idea than what we originally had, which was to conserve things on Montreal Island. And so the Lake of Two Mountains and this particular confluence here is at the genesis of this broader concept that will create a park from the foothills of the Laurentians to the American border, and from the Yamaska River and Lac Saint-Pierre to the Ontario border, a vast area of 13,000 square kilometers. It will be a constellation. It'll be difficult to make it contiguous, and we hope that'll be accomplished by joining the last fragments of wooded area and wetland, including bogs and marshes and fenlands and so on, into something that, in a unique kind of way, in North America and perhaps in the world, will be a conservation zone. Well, I can say right here that you can see the topography is rather varied. It's as it was when the glaciers left. The forest that came in, the hardwood forest that came in from the south, from the Carolinian zone, if you like, into southern Quebec, established itself here many thousands of years ago, probably as much as 6,000 or 7,000 years ago. And the character in this particular forest behind me, it's woods number 3, the St. Anne's Forest, is pretty much as it was back before civilization began. That's extraordinary. And everything that characterizes the forests of our region is to be found here. To lose this, it would be an extraordinary loss. It would be irresponsible to allow the last pieces like this around the province to go.
Que nous éliminons, mais jusqu'au dernier, des centaines d'espèces végétales et animales chaque année.
These will become the seed stocks for something that will restore what was here when the first European explorers arrived. And what was behind us here would be something very much that somebody like Jacques Cartier or Champlain or de Maisonneuve could have gone into the forest and seen when they first arrived. It's every bit as important as our architectural heritage, more important in fact, because we're now globally in a biodiversity crisis. We're now in the world's 6th extinction. And everywhere, the people of the planet have to get on board to do what is necessary in their own backyards to contribute to preserving the integrity, the biological integrity of the Earth's living skin.
That was David Fletcher, Vice President of the Green Coalition, talking about this idea and maybe this reality, le Parc écologique de Montréal. Well, it was quite a day, October 14th, 2008. I began listening to Hubert Reeves at Dawson College, and then I spent the afternoon looking at those lovely woods. This is Patrick Barnard for Pimento Report saying goodbye for now.